Hi, everyone, and welcome to this free sound healing of the heart to open up to unconditional love. So, the people that don't know me, my name is Zimon August, and I am a feng shui and earth healing expert. And I also work a lot with love because that's like the ultimate transformational tool. That's the love that transforms every emotion, every mental blockage that we have. So first, I'm going to begin by tuning into the energy of like the collective field, and I use these. It's called dowsing sticks, dowsing rods. Sorry, and the energy level is currently, when it goes to like against the clock, like it goes like right now, it's -3. That's like the low end of the neutral zone, and we want to have it like above +10, hopefully. So what I do is that I have this, you can see it here. I have this acupuncture man here, and I use that as like collective field figure. And even though you're not here live, or you're listening to the recording, you're gonna get the benefit of it. So what I do is that I open up the grounding by activating something called the Earth Star below the feet. And I'm gonna do that right now. And if you have any questions, you can always either email me or you can always write a message. So what's going to happen is that before we do any work, we have to be grounded. When we work with electricity, like the body is a very electrical system, like we have the heart, which has a lot of radiation, which has been researched into by the Heart Math Institute, for example. So we need to create a ground. So my intention for this like very short sound healing on the heart is that it opens up for more of the unconditional love that you have and that you are, and the blockages that you have against this love is removed as much as possible in this short amount of time. So it's quite powerful. Could be some different detox issues, detox experiences afterwards. So what I do is that I work in the energy field. I work in the aura field. So it's like a tree. You have the tree rings. So we go from like 2.5 meters out. That's around like before you were born, and then you go all the way inside until you reach the body, and like around the body is that the current experiences. So it's like it holds the memory of what happened. So let's begin and see what happens. I'm going to start on the right side of your heart. So just have the intention that you're part of this collective field of energy, and let's see what happens. So the tuning fork that I use is a 520 hertz tuning fork, and it's also the tuning fork that you use in chakra healing for the heart, and it's also called the miracle tone, and it has the potential to sort of link the heaven with the ground, so like create heaven on earth. So what happens during a sound healing is that sometimes things come up that I need to sort of mention, analyze, because it has to be named until or for it to become healed. So what I feel is that there's this sort of resistance in the field, in the energy field, and what the tuning fork does is that it immediately, when it finds resistance, it's trying to create balance and transform it from darkness, from heavy energy towards more light and just balanced energy, harmonious energy. So what many of us do is that we close down our heart because of different experiences we had in our life, traumatic experiences. And it creates sort of a filter, which I mentioned in one of my videos, that we have where we can't really see the world for what it is, because we're seeing the world through a filter. So what is also usually here on the right side of the heart is something that a lot of people struggle with in the spiritual world, is that they have difficulties with sound boundaries, like having healthy boundaries, and they give too much and they receive too little. So it's like saying yes when you actually mean no. So if that resonates with you, that's something that we're working on, releasing the energy of it, so you can be able to say no when you mean no, and say yes when you mean yes, and like have a healthy relationship between giving and receiving love. And love is like a very misunderstood concept, or not even a concept, like it's like we are it and we can't avoid it, but it's like we're trying to hide ourselves from love. We're trying to, like, I think it was Nelson Mandela who talks about, we're not afraid of our darkness, we're afraid of our light. We're afraid of how great we can be, the potential that we have. So I'm just moving a lot of energy towards our heart chakra, so it can become integrated in our body instead of being kept like at arm's width, again, out. It's like creating, we have these blockages towards our own energy, like treasure chests where we hide away our energy. So when I bring this energy back to center, back to our body, it becomes more vitalized, it becomes lighter, it becomes more loving. So we always want to have more energy, because when we have more energy, we manifest easier and we get better results. So it seems like we are more lucky when we have a higher energy. So what I'm doing is that you don't have to have your eyes open, but I'm putting the energy inside the heart, and then I'm sort of making a column to connect it from your heart out to your energy field. I'm gonna turn around this person, or your collective field here, and I have you all placed in, you can probably see it here, it's called an energy ring, and it supports the healing, and it's also activated with this ring, this tuning fork. It's supported by the energy of love. So I'm gonna turn you around and then start on the on the left side of the aura field, and see what happens. So the energy ring sort of accelerates the healing. It creates a sacred space where you are protected and where you can release the energy better. And also, whatever healing takes place, it creates faster healing. And most of us are so we have so much input in our society from what we see, the visual, and what we hear, and all the people around us, all the energies that we interface with. And also there's more electricity, more Wi-Fi, which create distortions in our brain waves, in our energy field. So by creating this sacred space, you are at least protected from it for these like 10 minutes, 15 minutes that I'm doing this free sound healing. And you can always go back to the recording and listen to it again if you want more. And what I do is that I have these online sessions where I do it for like numerous people. I do it mainly in Denmark for quite a few people in Danish. As you can probably hear it by my accent, I'm not a local speaker, not a native speaker in English. And this only like supports whatever you do besides this. If you do meditation, if you do yoga, qigong, this just supports it. But what I recommend is that you have a cleared space at your home. So you have like a safe foundation. You have a foundation where you are protected. And what I do is that I do earth filling with the dowsing rods, which removes a lot of these frequencies. And this sound healing also supports that. It supports like the removal of all the blockages in our body caused or created by feelings and emotions that are stuck. And that's like the main thing is like stuck emotions. And it's also like the feeling of I'm not worthy of being loved. There's like the need to do something to be lovable, but you don't need to do anything to be loved because you already are loved. So it's more about having the realization that you're worthy of love. And the best thing you can do is actually to give love without wanting it in return, like just not as a barter, but wanting just to give love from pure heart. What we have on the left side in this aura field is usually at the heart chakra level is disappointments and depression. So there's like a lot of sadness here. And it actually creates like a small pain in my left side and my heart. I'm quite sensitive to energy, and I'm quite sensitive to what people are going through, experiencing. Sometimes can be quite annoying because I feel their pain in a slight sense, and it disappears afterwards. So don't worry about me. I'll get it out of my system. I just have to feel it, to like name it, and then you can, by bringing it into the conscious, bringing it into the light, it already dissolves. I'm just bringing it into center here. And then I'm making the column here. So energy doesn't know boundaries, it doesn't know time and space. So wherever you are in the world, whenever you're listening to it, whether it's morning or evening time, you will get the benefit that you are supposed to get. And sometimes the energy is received at like the perfect time. So even though you're listening to this in the morning, and then the effect, you can feel it like in the evening when you go to sleep, or you can feel it in days afterwards. So it's about knowing your heart's desire, your heart's, what's your passion, and then just following your heart wherever it guides you, trusting in your higher self. Just surrender to the higher self's will, who wants to take you to where you're supposed to go. So I'm just gonna close you off and close the energy. And I hope you enjoyed this very short sound healing of the heart to open you up to more unconditional love. If you like this, there's a subscribe button to my Facebook channel and also to the YouTube channel. I'll make plenty more videos for free and about love especially, but also about feng shui and earth healing. So if you're interested, please go and like and sign up. All my love, Zimon August.